Okay, this lesson is on one aspect of measurement, which is converting units. So today what we're going to talk about in this first video, we're going to look at how we can convert meters to centimeters to millimeters and so on. So a really good way to look at this is to arrange our different units like this. Let's get rid of that and we'll go to blue. So let's say we'll talk about millimeters, and the other unit we're going to be using is the centimeter, and meters, and the last one we're going to be talking about is the kilometer. So they are the four common metric units of distance that we're going to be dealing with in this first part of the unit. So I'm going to show you a really good way to be able to convert any of these to any other one of these units. And the way to do that, the way to think about this, is that if you look at your ruler, there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. So if 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, then that would mean if I wanted to convert a centimeter to millimeters, I need to times it by 10. So 1 centimeter times 10 will equal 10 millimeters. On the other hand, if I want to go back the other way, if I want to convert millimeters back into centimeters, I would divide by 10. Now, if we look at centimeters to meters, it's the same deal, except we know that if we look at a meter ruler and we count the centimeters in them, we know that there are 100 centimeters in a meter. And that little prefix C stands for centi. And you may know of words such as century, which means 100 years. So that centi means 100. So there are 100 centimeters in a meter. So that means 1 meter, if I want to change 1 meter into centimeters, the equivalent distance in centimeters, I'll times by 100. So for example, 3 meters, if I wanted to convert that to centimeters, I would go 3 times 100 equals 300 centimeters. So 3 meters would equal 300 centimeters. If I wanted to change centimeters into millimeters, say I had 5 centimeters, I want to convert that to millimeters, I'd go 5 times 10 is 50. So 5 centimeters is the same distance as 50 millimeters. If I had 200 millimeters, I wanted to convert it to centimeters, I would divide by 10. So 200 millimeters, divide that by 10 is 20. So 200 millimeters is the same as 20 centimeters. And completing this little arrow here, if we go from centimeters to meters, just like we had to divide here by 10 when we're multiplying here, over here you can probably guess we need to divide by 100. Now, finally, a kilo means 1,000. So if I wanted to convert kilometers to meters, I would need to times by 1,000. And going the other way, if I wanted to convert meters into kilometers, I would need to divide by 1,000. So let's have a look at a couple of examples here. Let's say I had 3 kilometers and I wanted to convert that into centimeters. So the question is, how many centimeters is 3 kilometers? Well, what we would do, we're starting at kilometers and we want to convert it to centimetres. So let's have a look at our diagram here. Let's go to a new layer. So, there we go. So we want to convert kilometres to centimetres. So we're starting here, we're starting at kilometres, and we want to go to centimetres. So let's circle the centimetres. So we now look at the arrows, and we have to find a way of getting from kilometres to centimetres. Well, by looking at these arrows, hopefully we can see that the way to get from kilometres to centimetres is we have to go from kilometres along this arrow here, and then that'll take us to metres, and then we've got to jump from there to there. So what does that mean? That means to convert from kilometres to centimetres, I've got to jump from kilometres to metres first, and then we have to jump from metres to centimetres. So that means we have to take our number 3 kilometres, and we have to times it by 1,000 first, and then we have to times it by 100. So, therefore, to convert 3 kilometres to centimetres, we're going to go 3, then we're going to firstly times it by 1,000. So we're going to times by 1,000, and then we're going to times by 100. And that will equal 3 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros behind it. And to work out where the commas go, we count every 3 back. There's a comma there. So that's 300,000. So we went from kilometres to centimetres, so we start at kilometres and we've converted to centimetres. So that's our answer in centimetres. So 3 kilometres is 300,000 centimetres. So in other words, that distance is the same distance, 3 kilometres is the same distance as 300,000 centimetres. Let's do a different example. So if we hide that and we add a new layer, we'll get rid of that one. So next example, we want to take 18 centimetres, and we want to convert that to metres. So we're starting at centimetres and we want to go to metres. So we're starting at centimetres and we want to go to metres. Now we've got to follow the direction of the arrows. We can't jump this way over here. We've got to follow the arrow directions. So to go from centimetres to metres, I've got to follow, the only way to get there is to follow this arrow, like that, which means we have to divide by 100. So to convert 18 centimetres into metres, I need to divide by 100. So 18 centimetres is equal to 18 divided by 100 metres. And 18 divided by 100 is equal to 0.18. So that's 0.18 metres. So therefore 18 centimetres on your ruler is the same distance as 0.18 of a metre. They are the same distance. So that's an example of how we can convert distances in different variations of the metric system. Okay, so next video we'll be talking about perimeter and area.